No.
And it just rocks
Soil
in
is
dirt,
alive.
mate.
It's truly the city that never sleeps. Teeming, buzzing, evolving.
Damn, soil.
Millions of life forms tirelessly interacting and creating fertility in our beautiful soil. Continued life itself on this planet is utterly dependent on these microorganisms. Except, we are in danger of wrecking this underground galaxy.
Galaxy. Let's go to the veins.
Buried within the soil is the power to help save us from ourselves
Was this a
and our
spine?
self-inflicted climate disaster. Explore. When you are ready to continue your soil odyssey, press the X key or button.
Your soil odyssey. Ugh. You making this noise? Someone left their pasta down here. There's a snake. There's a snake. Alright, just seeming like a bunch of random shapes at the minute. I guess I'll explain this stuff more in detail though. Get bounced. Don't rush me. Oh, okay, they got collision. What's this thing? Cool. The epileptics reprieve. Like. Alright, next. I'm pressing both square and X on the PS pad. Like square would be X on the Xbox pad, so just press X on the keyboard. Right, yeah, just do X on the keyboard. Then it fades out.
In this city of 1 trillion life forms, 1 teaspoon of soil contains 1 billion bacteria.
Why has everything got a sparkle
These minuscule
so much?
beings have been working their magic for 4 billion years.
Boink.
And yet, we still have so much to learn and gain from them.
Oh, it's a rigid tentacle. Alright, well, nothing much is going to happen there. It's basically the stuff we were bumping into in the previous segment.
Bacteria break down dead plant and animal matter into essential nutrients. Nutrients
Judging by me
which
turning,
eventually refresh, restore,
this is just like a
and revive
filter
the
of this
soil.
stuff in front of me.
Their magic contribution is to recycle waste and turn it into goodness.
Goodness.
They create the womb from which new life can thrive and prosper in the cradle of the soil.
Space waffle. It's like a bunch of firecrackers are going off, but there's no sound for it, just the sparkle, 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 sparkle every time you move. I'm just enjoying flying around. Why is my face even big? The soil odyssey continues.
Bacteria are also the city's miners and cleaners, breaking up rocks and breaking down pollutants and toxins, cleansing the soil.
Well, stick doesn't appear to be doing anything. I'm just sort of moving the camera. So I'm like floating between two planes. that one's not so good. I'd say actively kind of bad.
Countless human lives have been saved in the past 100 years by
color palette.
antibiotics created from bacteria in the soil. And yet we know so little. How many other treatments and cures lie hidden and waiting to be discovered amongst the gazillions of bacterial citizens in the soil?
Big numbers.
But bacteria did not create antibiotics just for us to sort out our infections. They use antibiotics to collaborate with or destroy rival bacteria, to communicate with plants, and to create pathways to move through the soil. Antibiotics are the toolset bacteria developed so that they could thrive and survive.
Is it pinching my vision in? So I'm pretty sure we've left that sphere. No? Have I, like, consumed them? Or taken them on with me? I think my vision's perpetually screwed. It seems to be getting further and further away. Until... Right, what happens here? We just get like a pixel left. I remember this thing. What the hell is this? One more thing over here. Things are gradually going orange. The bitrate must look like complete arse. Despite all the tiny things on screen. Oh, he just flies straight through it. So it looks like we only like took the first Banshee color with us. The other two we seem to have floated past without too much repercussion. Mind you, the vision box is getting further out this time and things seem to have gone green. Yeah, alright. That light's getting a little too... yeah, my face.
Life in Soil City is never quiet. It's a super fast, high-capacity 3D network where plants and bacteria message and exchange critical data with one another 24/7. Plants send out chemical signals to attract the bacteria they need to help them grow and resist harm. The bacteria provide food, antibiotics, or toxins to help the plants protect themselves. Plants,
what does the bacteria
in turn,
get out of it, huh?
suck carbon out of the air to feed the bacteria.
There you go.
Like nations making trade deals, they work together so that both parties survive and thrive. But as their needs evolve, so plants hurl out urgent messages for new aid. More and more bacteria respond, and the whole network blazes into a wild symphony of interaction.
So is this the bacteria doing its thing? They haven't like explicitly pointed at a shape and say,
press the X key
bacteria right here, this is the thing. What's that? It's fucking fish. X again. X just seems to be changing the color now. Oh, why not conduct this symphony yourself? So, is there like an active task to do here?
But the bacteria are not alone. Danger lurks in the depths of the soil. Predators, such as protozoa, who come in a variety of forms. Pseudopods. Just a glimpse of those fat, blow-up legs approaching is enough to scare any bacteria. Then the hairy psyllids. Smaller but no less deadly. Those vibrating hairs are like porcupine quills to bacteria. Smallest, the flagellates. Whipping along with their tails, they swarm through the soil.
Where are these two-legged things they spoke of? Flagellate. Okay, right. Sorry, I pressed X on the pad.
Protozoa eat bacteria. Try it.
Okay.
Maneuver the protozoa's morphing mass onto its prey. See how the protozoa suck out the nutrients the bacteria stored. So fast, so efficient. Without them, the nutrients would be trapped for ages. Instead, the nutrients are released, set free to feed the plants, liberated to enrich the soil.
Is the energy going up through the stems, I guess? Get away. It's a monkey. Next. Playing
There
an
is more than
educational
one predator
game.
in the soil. Check out the nematodes. They eat just about everything. Bacteria, fungi, protozoa, plants, and even little bugs.
Oh, thanks, Ali. Well, that one actually
They're
works.
feasting,
Cool, that's good to
spewing
see.
out ever more nutrients to enrich the soil.
Right, I don't know what it's eating. Is this the thing? They never seem to explicitly say, yeah, this is the thing we're talking about here. One side's going forwards, one side's going backwards. Obligatory thanks for that host, Ollie man. Exclamation point SO Ollie Games. He was playing a thing. Thumbs up. Ooh. Can I do the like? Oh, Ollie Games. What were you streaming, man? Oh, Death Trash? Huh. Sounds interesting. I should check out your channel sometime. And then never do. There you go. There you go. Hope that was convincing. Love it when I host random people. They're like, oh, what are you playing? Oh, really? I should check out your channel. Never see them. Scum. Lies. Everyone go and unsub from Ollie and sub to me. Thanks. Keep it 500. Hey, Death Scum. Where did you park Death Trash? Fun guy. Move forward to uncover the fungi. Healthy soil. Thank you.
Needs fungi. And fungi need food. Fungal threads spread themselves throughout the soil, creating huge, rapidly growing, intricate web-like structures. Why don't you follow them and see where it leads?
Where do they go?
Fungi are the soil's demolition crew, decomposing the toughest plant material out there. See? At the end of the trail, they deploy enzymes, helping them drain nutrients.
Well, of course,
from their
find butchers
food.
down for a little side quest, filled up in retrieve and a pump action shotgun. Is that like your new max damage weapon? Because you seem to have a bunch of guns. You got your laser pew pew pew, you got like a blunderbuss, you got your shitty pistol. Does the energy gun use bullets? Like, surely it uses like an energy source. Is it like a replenishable energy source, or is it just completely different ammo type? look at these rocks, I guess. Yeah, the narrate is really good. How's the bitrate? Does this look like complete arse on stream? I imagine it looks terrible, even more so now. And again, my stream doesn't even have the best image quality for 2D games. Generally, like, my resolution is like 1080, and then on the stream, it goes from like, I say my screen's 1080, but broadcast at 720. Would that just make the image quality naturally look worse? What if I just change my monitor resolution to 720? Would that make it better looking because it's not compressing it from 1080? Messes it up a little. You're not too nitpicky. I'm hearing squeaks. Next scene. It's something I should probably take a look at one time and just see if the image is better. If not, it's probably just that my computer's not
city,
that
you need
good.
friends. Fungi and
Fuck
plants
friends.
have developed symbiotic relationships. They send requests. They barter nutrients. What the plant can't access, the fungus supplies. What the fungus can't get, the plant supplies.
This looks like the pods that people are trapped in the Matrix.
See the plant calling for companionship and the fungi drawing closer. But for these two to trade, they must join forces and become one. Create bonds that cannot be broken. The fungi must enter the plant's root.
Go on a team building
and create
exercise.
Trading hubs. Let's zoom in and make this happen.
Zoom in, press
the
this
X
button.
key or button.
Oh, I guess changing scene is us zooming in.
Can you see the glowing exchange points inside the root? Navigate your way through them to activate them.
Okay. You've only got like one set movement speed. You can't go super slow or super fast or anything like that. Man, I can't wait to activate this. Here it comes.
Can you see the glowing exchange points?
Yes, I can.
Inside.
Shh.
There. That's what you did.
What did I do?
Plant and fungi merging together to create a marketplace, trading nutrients and food.
Everything's
Activate
right.
the other exchange points.
I feel like I'm about to die in a Call of Duty game. I don't see too many other ones around. Just go in. Where's the center? Would you pass the center of it? Whatever. Next. Well, you're only gonna listen to her talk for seconds at a time, once every couple of minutes for about half an hour, and then you'll never hear her again. It's just the way these things go.
Look at the symbiosis you have created. Plant and fungi living as one, working and thriving together. But there's more to this deal than meets the eye. Fungi repay the plants by weaving spidrous networks around the roots. Some even provide antibiotics. The strength of their bond protects them from lurking pathogens and parasites. They've gone all the way and tied the knot. They are true soil mates.
Soil mates. Oh. Oh. I can't believe they said that. Move mouse or joystick to control the worm. Oh shit.
Earthworms.
Yeah?
Healthy soil's most powerful ally. They shred huge amounts of organic matter. What goes in one end comes out the other as nutrient-rich manure, which radically intensifies the fertility of the soil.
Shit.
Like the enormous boring machines which drilled the Channel Tunnel, earthworms create highways for plant roots, allowing the soil to breathe, drain, and retain its nutrients. Without them, the soil would flood or dry up.
Alright, monkey, enjoy
They are
Sunday
truly
walk.
the soil city's
People
most
coming out of
generous
church.
benefactors.
Behaving their best, no doubt. Why not create your own earthworm burrow sculpture? I'll sure try. Wowee.
Now we come to the insects, such as
More
arthropods.
sparkles. The sparkles are back.
The soil is
Help.
full of them. They take on the really big pieces of organic matter, marauding around chewing, breaking up, preparing the material for the bacteria and fungi to feast upon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, whatever. Next. This one doesn't look too good. Give me my visual stimulation. Hello, Arc
Healthy
Trancer.
soil is complex,
A Trancer.
fragile,
Arc Trancer.
and full of life, where plants and diverse microbes interact, trade,
So we're
and
back at the
communicate.
beginning, basically. I think this is the first time.
Where
Publish.
insects, worms, and microbes squeeze the last drop of nutrient from every morsel of
Boink.
organic matter. It is the most effective recycling plant on the planet.
Soil.
But do we look after this metropolis when growing our food?
Of course not.
No.
Nah.
Many of us send in heavy machinery to break and crush the soil.
Oh no,
We
sad
tear up the
story.
roots and slice the worms. Breaking the earth apart through cultivation such as ploughing destroys the soil's structure,
To soil.
limiting its ability to hold the right amount of water, leading to an increase in droughts and flooding. Microbes
this.
struggle to survive in these conditions, and their populations decline. Then there is climate change, largely driven by the release of excessive amounts of CO2 into the atmosphere. This is at the mercy of soil preservation.
The music's back. Okay, good.
There is 3 times more carbon stored in the soil than in all the plants and trees
Tell us how you
on
really
Earth.
feel, monkey.
Yet, every time a tractor plows or breaks apart the land, a vast amount of CO2 is released into the atmosphere, and we all lurch one step closer to our climate disaster. After cultivating a field, we often leave the soil with nothing growing in it, exposed, unprotected, naked, prey to the wind and rain. Precious fertile
Hippies.
topsoil is simply blown or drained away. Intensive farming treats soil like an endless resource, but we are destroying it up to 50 times faster than it is able to rebuild. We are assisting climate change, depleting our healthy soil and making it ever more expensive and complex to feed the planet.
We should
Let's be
stop
fair.
that.
Breaking apart the land through cultivation feeds vast populations and helped us build our towering civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
But at what cost? We now realize that the short-term boosts that are breaking apart the land hold are outweighed
Yeah,
by
I've
the
seen too
long-term
much
damage and
soil
destruction
type
to the soil.
things here.
If we carry on this way,
Where's the
we will
brown?
run out of healthy soil to feed us. We have reached breaking point. It does not have to be like this. We don't always
I
need
wasn't
to
even aware we had a
cultivate the
soil
soil.
issue, to be honest.
We can keep our soil's precious surface undisturbed and plant seeds lightly into its surface. Soil does not need to be left bare. We can plant cover crops. Try this. Go on. Press the X key or
Time to
button
make a change.
Cover crops protect the soil from being lost to erosion.
Yay!
They provide a bounty of nutrients that lure microbes back to the soil. But best of all, they trap and store carbon within the soil, helping us reverse our past mistakes. By keeping our fields always covered in crops and organic matter, not only can we protect our soil and bring it back to life, but we can remove mountains of CO2 out of the atmosphere. By not cultivating the land with tractors, we'll also save huge amounts of fuel, lowering our emissions further.
Press X to make a change.
See
Press
the
X
carbon
to save
floating
planet
down
Earth.
and being restored to the soil. Saving our soil will help us save our planet. How we farm can be part of the solution to climate change, not part of the problem.
Looks like we're reaching the end of the line. No, it keeps on going. Can I press X to continue my soil odyssey? Next. Yeah, exactly. But if you're not going to use tractors, you'll have to like employ people to plant the things instead. Then prices are gonna go up. And me. Surely that's it.
But
we can do more!
Many of us currently rely on applying chemicals to our crops to meet the world's growing demand for food.
Cyberpunk.
Let's be honest. Farming with chemicals was a huge leap forward, boosting the amount of food we can produce and populations we can support. By providing nutrients, disease protection, and pest control for our crops. Chemicals have helped to reduce malnutrition, hunger, and poverty across the world. But scientists have revealed we can no longer rely upon chemicals. We must update and refine. It has become a case of diminishing returns.
So much
The
glitter.
more chemicals you use, the more you have to use to get the same effect. It is becoming unsustainable. But why? Intensive farming replaces the lack of natural soil fertility and diversity with chemicals. Relying upon chemicals removes the need for crops to trade with microbes, so they don't. The crops don't need the microbes, and they lose the ability to interact with them. They forget how to talk, and evolution takes care of the rest. Just as we lose skills we no longer use, so the crops will too. Starved, only the ghost of these microbes remain. Pair this with continuous cultivation of the soil, and what do you get? The natural fertility of the soil degrades, and we have to rely on more and more chemicals to
Everything's going grayer.
We can't keep this up.
Darkness.
Not only do chemicals pollute the atmosphere in their production and application, but they can pollute our rivers, lakes, and oceans too.
Color.
In some cases, turning swathes of them into dead zones. We are also ravaging biodiversity. When we apply pesticides to kill the bad bugs, they often destroy friendly plant-protecting bugs too. To make matters worse, we often fill our fields with just one monotonous crop, repeating rows of all the same. This severely reduces biodiversity above and below ground, meaning less and less friendly
It noticeably just cuts out cold, just like...
We compound this by growing the same few crops year after year.
The money
a conveyor
crops.
belt of repetition which breeds nigh on unstoppable weeds. And we have to rely on more and more chemicals to barely control them. And all the while, microbes and insect populations continue to decline, and our reliance on chemicals only increases. We cannot carry on like this. We face an ecological collapse, and we simply will not survive.
Damn. Good now.
But there is hope. We can work with nature, not against it. We can harness the miraculous microbes dwelling in the soil.
Fuck me, the friends.
We need to learn from them, Work with them.
Slideshow.
Draw inspiration from them and protect their home.
Could there
We
be
can
more little
thrive
lights going
as
on?
partners in their ecosystem. We can protect our soil and create a healthy, underground cosmos brimming with diverse life. We can breed and plant smarter crops that excel at trading or joining forces with microbes, so that the millions of microbes in the soil feed our crops the nutrients they need and help protect them from diseases and
Yeah,
pests.
but who's gonna eat those crops?
We can look after the friendly insects, encourage them to protect our crops against the bad bugs. We can update our planting patterns,
No,
embracing
get out.
diversity, so that
Get
what we
out.
grow and how we rotate our crops minimizes diseases and revives the soil. We can use nature to reduce the chemicals we need, and when we do need them, we can be clever about it, delivering precise amounts to exactly when and where the crops needs it. Meeting precise needs with precise solutions. Pair this with advances in technology, as well as continuing to uncover the secrets of the soil, and we can update our ways of farming to sustain us into the future. These methods of farming, where we look after our soil and work with the life hosted within it, can regenerate the planet. These updates to our farming can massively reduce and offset our CO2 emissions. We can start making changes now. It will have an instant impact on our fight to reverse climate change. Farming can lead the way by saving our soil, and feeding the world can save the world. We have the power. The food we eat is what makes us
Nephews
who
being a
we
little
are.
stinker again.
We can
Piss
demand that
off.
our food is grown responsibly, grown so that with every
That's why I got a
harvest,
spare
we
chair to stick
improve the
under the
soil
handle.
and regenerate our environment. Know that with
Oh,
every
look,
harvest,
there's my chest.
we can bring our planet back to life.
What did I miss? Did the
But
planet
we need
survive?
your
Can we
help.
do anything?
To find out how you can save our
How are we
soil,
going to beat the bad bugs? I missed the
please
important
follow
bit
the
now.
link.
X. Find out how you can save our soil.